So let's talk about something we've all felt, that sharp, sudden sting of an insult. In this explainer, we're going to get into the psychology of why people lash out. And more importantly, we're going to give you a toolkit for how to respond. You've been there, right? Someone makes a comment that just cuts deep, and you're left replaying it over and over in your head. It's confusing, it's frustrating, and honestly, it just plain hurts. And here's the absolute key to what we're talking about today. That sting you feel, it's completely real and valid. But when you understand the psychology behind why it was said, everything changes. It shifts the power right back to you. So, what is actually going on inside someone's head when they throw an insult your way? Well, let's pull back the curtain and unpack the hidden psychological drivers. Okay, so based on a ton of psychological research, we can actually boil this down to about 8 really common reasons. Think of this as our field guide for understanding what's truly motivating that hurtful comment.
All right, let's kick things off. The first, and maybe one of the most common reasons, is what's called preemptive defense.
You know the saying, the best defense is a good offense? Well, this is the emotional version of that. They feel insecure, they think you're about to criticize them, so they lash out first to protect themselves. It's a shield. And for a lot of people, this isn't some big conscious strategy. It's actually a learned behavior, something they've done over and over again because, in their mind, it works. It keeps those perceived threats at a distance. Coming in at number 2 is another defense mechanism. Insecurity disguised as dominance. So on the outside, what you see is sarcasm, constant comparisons, or belittling, but underneath that mask, there's often a deep-seated fear of feeling small, of being threatened, or being overshadowed. They're just trying to push you down to feel a little bit taller. Now, sometimes the reason is a lot simpler, and it's our third driver, learned behavior. I mean, think about it. If someone grew up in a family or works in a place where jabbing at each other is just how people communicate, they might not even get that their words are hurtful. To them, it's just normal. And number 4 builds right on top of that. Sometimes an insult is just a raw power play. It's a tool somebody uses to assert their dominance, to keep a social hierarchy in place, or to control the people around them. This isn't really about feelings, it's all about control. Okay, number 5 is a huge one, emotional overload. The person insulting you might be completely drowning in stress, from work, from their life, from something that has absolutely nothing to do with you. You just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, and you became the target for all that pent-up emotion. It's not malice, it's just terrible impulse control. Oh, and number 6, this is classic psychology for you, projection. This is when someone takes a quality they can't stand about themselves and, well, projects it onto you. So when they call you arrogant, what they might really be saying is, I'm terrified I'm insignificant. Their insult is actually a mirror reflecting their own fears back at them. Number 7, social competition. Let's be real, we live in a world that's constantly pushing us to compete, whether it's about our careers, our relationships, or our social status. And sometimes, insults are just a weapon born out of pure jealousy and that anxiety that comes from always comparing yourself to others. And finally, number 8 is habitual sarcasm. For some people, a blunt, sarcastic, almost abrasive tone is just their default setting. They might genuinely not be trying to hurt you, but their delivery is so sharp that it just lands like a punch. It's a total communication misfire, not a targeted attack. Okay, so we've unpacked the why. Now for the really important part. How do you actually respond in a way that protects your own peace of mind without making things worse? Welcome to the toolkit. Here are 5 psychologically smart steps. 1, stay calm. Seriously, an emotional reaction is often exactly the fuel they're looking for. 2, set a boundary, calmly but firmly. A simple, I'm not okay with you speaking to me like that can be incredibly effective. 3, and this is the big one, depersonalize. Remember all those drivers we just went through? It's about their stuff, not you. 4, just redirect the conversation. And 5, if this keeps happening, it is 100% okay to limit your time with that person. Your mental peace comes first. When you really learn to depersonalize that insult, you strip it of all its power. You realize you're not dealing with some profound truth about who you are. You're just witnessing a symptom of someone else's internal battle. And, that really brings us to the ultimate takeaway here. It all boils down to the incredible, game-changing power of shifting your perspective. Now, let's be crystal clear about this. Understanding the psychology behind an insult does not mean you're excusing bad behavior. Not at all. What it does is it empowers you. It gives you the power to not internalize their negativity, to set healthy boundaries, and to fiercely protect your own well-being. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. Armed with this new perspective, how might you handle that next difficult comment that inevitably comes your way? Remember, this understanding, it's your new shield. Thanks so much for digging into this with me.